I know Tami personally. We actually met at Shenanigans.
January, so you're...
Well, did we meet there, though?
Oh, that's true. It would be the April.
So we both were ships passing in the wind at the January Shenanigans of 2015, at the April Shenanigans of 2015, and then Joel had a little Shenanigans happy hour, and that's where we actually got to talk. And then,
Well,
right?
I think I reached out to you on Facebook as well because we had like 25 mutual friends. I'm like, all right, this is somebody I need to know.
Yeah, so that's what I love about social media is being connected online first. You get a feel about someone. Then when I saw her at the happy hour, it's like, I know her. So share with us your website first. I like to share the website so anyone watching can go right now and look you up if they want to.
Okay, so my website is TamiMcVeigh.com, and that's TAMIMCVAY.com. And I'm an online wellness and lifestyle coach.
Nice. And tell us what that means. How do you help people?
So for me, it really is all about lifestyle. And my tagline is love your lifestyle, because I really feel that it's all these little things that we do that add up to our happiness. And so I'm a personal trainer and health coach, but to me, it's not just the fitness side of it. It's really what feeds your soul and really how you connect with people and what gets you fired up.
Like the whole person.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? You can't just focus on any one thing. It kind of has to be, what are the things, emotional or mental, spiritual, what areas in one's life do we need to be looking at?
Yes, and I think it just comes down to self-awareness and starting to pay attention just how food makes you feel and the people that you surround yourself with, like how you contribute and support them and how they contribute and support you.
Yeah.
And just being conscious of that and making decisions on your life based on those things.
Nice. So who is your typical client? Who comes to you and hires you?
I find that it's both men and women. They've done all the things that they should do. You know, they had their kids. Maybe their kids are getting older and they have a great job, but it's just not really feeding their soul, and they're craving something a little different. Maybe they're feeling a little frumpy, starting to get a little afraid of feeling old. And we just start working about, okay, well, how do you want to feel and what lights you up and what areas can you start making changes to?
And so is it mostly like talk? You're talking through things with them?
Somewhat. Like we talk a lot about like what's going on, what do they crave? You know, sometimes you don't even admit it to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you have this little whisper like, it'd be kind of cool if this, and you don't really act on it. And so we talk about those kind of things. But then I really make it a point to give them action items. You know, so each time we meet, be like, okay, well, what's 1 to 3 things that you can work on right now? And then I just check up, like, hey, how's it going? How can I support you?
Yeah. Do people hire you just by appointment? They pay for each appointment? Do they buy packages? How does that work?
I generally do. I really like doing 3-session packages. And because some people are just go-getters and you can see so much change in just 3 sessions. And so then they can do that and kind of see how that goes. And then they can always pop back in when they want to make some more changes. And so it's not too much of a commitment, but it's enough to show that I'm committed to, you know, seeing what can happen.
Yeah. So are you like an accountability partner for them too? Do you hold them accountable to those action items, or it's up to them?
Absolutely. Like I find, one of my sayings is teach them something that sets them on a journey. And so I check in with them, and if they're not doing what they said they're going to do, it's like, okay, well, why is that? And then just being a good cheerleader and a positive role model. Like, well, what can I do, and how can I support you?
Yeah, nice. So TamiMcVeigh.com, TAMIMCVAY.com. What will they find when they go on your website?
I have several freebies. I talk about fitness and nutrition, intentional living. Like I have a 25 ways to create more happiness in your life checklist. Because I really sat down and thought, well, what do I do to just be positive every day? And so I wanted to share that with others.
Yeah. We're not positive every day, right?
No, I mean I have my rough days too. And I've even had clients say, wow, I thought things were perfect. I'm like, no.
No, that's so, like, such a relief, right?
Yes.
Probably for them, I should say. Yeah, it's a relief for them. So I have to share a story. Well, not really a story, but, well, I guess it is. I bumped into Tami at the gym. She would see me check in at 24 Hour Fitness, and I don't know that do you check in? I don't know that you do all the time at 24 Hour Fitness, but I bumped into her there. We've even messaged back and forth, oh, are you here? And we never quite connected at the gym until this one time. And she showed me some moves, some machine moves and cable moves and whatever, to work out, and it was amazing.
Yes,
and I've been stalking her ever since. I see her at the gym, she's leaving, I'm coming, and I'm like, oh darn it, I missed her again. I'm gonna pull a Seinfeld where I'm just gonna follow what she does. I don't, you remember that? I don't know if you remember that episode where Elaine just kind of followed the personal trainer around and copied what they were doing.
Yes.
But no, she is amazing. I can say that. I loved my session with you. Yeah.
Yeah, as a woman, I'm just such a big proponent of weight training because I've done a lot of endurance events. I've done marathons, I've done triathlons, but it really was when I focus on weight training that I saw my body change.
Yeah.
And I know that so many women are afraid of that. And so that's one of the things I love to teach them is just the foundations and why you don't have to be afraid.
Yeah.
And what to do. And so then that way, when all these crazy programs come along, you can make good decisions on whether or not that's right for you.
Yeah. What would be one myth, if you could bust all myths about weight loss with your clients, like that people are doing or that they believe to be true that's just not true, that gets in the way of them wanting to be in the best shape or best health?
It's not quite so much weight loss, but it's just that thing that the women pay attention to the number on the scale. And for me, my weight didn't change that much, but I went from a size 12 to a size 2 by focusing on weight training.
Yeah.
And the whole fear that they're going to bulk up, like it takes so much work as a woman to put on that kind of muscle to get to that bodybuilder competition, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And so I try to get them to not pay attention to the scale and go by what their clothes or how their clothes are fitting.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, because muscle weighs more than fat.
Well, a pound is a pound. So it could be a pound of feathers. It's still a pound, but it's more condensed.
Yeah.
So I like to describe it like if you think your muscle is like a ribeye steak with all the fat marbled in there, but when you really start to build muscle, it gets compact, and so then it's like a filet mignon.
Yeah.
And so it's tighter, but more less fat. You take that out of there.
So you can gain 2 or 5 pounds, but drop in size.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the great part about that is your metabolism speeds up. So then you can eat a little bit more. You can get away with a little bit.
Cool. Here's Joel.
Hi, Joel.
Hello, Joel. He needs to rest, apparently. So share with us again, TamiMcVeigh.com. What will they find on your website, or what are some of the things they can opt in and download?
So I have one book called The Savvy Girl's Guide to Getting Toned, where I share the way I started adding on muscle and feeling better. I also have 7 ways to conquer sugar cravings. And then I also have a Savvy Girl's Guide to Discover Your Passion, because so many people were intrigued by me leaving my corporate job to become a coach. And like, how did you know what you wanted to do?
Yeah.
And so I outlined some steps that
I took. That. Do you work mostly with women then?
I actually work with men as well, because I was in the Marine Corps.
Semper Fi.
She's a bad.
And it was 200 men to every woman. And so I found that men feel comfortable sharing with me because I can talk cars, I can talk sports, I can talk video games with them, but they just feel safe to share.
Yeah. What I love about Tami is how strong you are, how healthy you are, how
like ox.
How
listen, if I was going to be caught in a dark alley by myself, I would want Tami on my side. On my mixed side.
But the McVeigh, the other thing that I love about you is that you're feminine and still, like you have this great feminine energy and presence, and I admire that.
Have you seen the pictures she posts?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm a selfie master.
Yeah, selfie master here. TamiMcVeigh.com.
2 words, 6-pack.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I like my beer.
Right?
Yeah.
In fact, we need one.
Okay, so it's time for you to go.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm just going to sit here.
Okay, say thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, TammyMcVeigh.com.
TammyMcVeigh.